Well, the defense in the Derek Chauvin trial began presenting its case today.
The prosecution rested after calling 38 witnesses. Today was the first time we heard from one of the people who was in the SUV with George Floyd the day he died. WCCO's Jennifer Mayerle shares today's testimony, including a use of force expert.
6 people testified Tuesday for the defense. On the stand, the longest, Barry Broad, a use of force expert who said Derek Chauvin's actions were reasonable during that fatal encounter with George Floyd.
I felt that Derek Chauvin was justified and was acting with objective reasonableness, following Minneapolis Police Department policy and current standards of law enforcement.
His testimony contradicts numerous experts and officers called by the prosecution, and the state countered as Broad tried to argue Floyd was resisting while he was on the ground.
What part of this is not compliant?
So I see his arm position in the picture that's posted.
Right.
That, a compliant person would have both their hands in the small of their back and just be resting comfortably, versus like he's still moving around.
Did you say resting comfortably?
Or laying comfortably.
Resting comfortably on the pavement?
Yes.
The defense also introduced new body camera video from a Minneapolis Park police officer, aiming to show the officers on scene were distracted by the crowd.
I was concerned for the officer's safety because of the crowd, so I just want to make sure that the officers were okay.
Shawanda Hill was one of 2 people in the vehicle with Floyd last May. She testified Floyd fell asleep in the SUV before police approached, and before that, he was alert and talking in Cub Foods.
Did he complain of shortness of breath at all?
No.
Did he complain of chest pains at all?
No.
And jurors saw a video from a 2019 case a year before the fatal incident that showed Floyd in a similar situation, being confronted by police where he is accused of ingesting drugs.
Spit out what you got. I'm gonna tase you.
In Minneapolis, Jennifer Mayerle, WCCO 4 News.
The defense will continue its case tomorrow. It is still unclear if Derek Chauvin will testify. You can watch live coverage of the trial all day on CBS and Minnesota. Just use your phone's camera to scan this QR code and download our app.